Hello, everybody, and welcome back. There weren't Tohos in your ears. You can't prove it at all. Instead, we are gonna get heaven dust in our spooky day. And that's gonna be brought to us by the amazing Astrid, the horror girl. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. I hope that you are doing well. Hello there,
Doing great.
everyone. It is very good to see you. And calling me amazing, I am honored. That is extremely kind of you. Yeah, this is Heaven Dust. It is basically a Resident Evil Junior, as I like to call it, and it is a lot of fun. So, I am ready to get going. Are we all ready to get going?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. In that case, we will get started with the clock coming through in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So like I said, this is Resident Evil Junior, as we like to call it. It is an isometric horror game that dares to ask the question, what if we played Resident Evil, but it was chibi? That's the question that is being asked of us today. And I for one, think that it is a bold question to ask. So, right away we are starting off. We are grabbing the golden gun from the entry chest. It is a magnum with infinite ammo. And also, we have the ninja suit on, which greatly reduces the enemy aggro range. Essentially, what that enables us to do is to get closer to zombies without them stopping us and grabbing us and doing all sorts of mean things to us to stop us from going forward. That's essentially the idea. Alright, so we got that key there. We're just gonna go solve puzzles now. Gonna spin these statues around.
Also, folks, we're working on the camera. We're aware.
Oh,
Your game's coming through wonderfully, as is your voice, Astrid, but we're
wonderful.
having some tech issues with the camera, but I think that's on our side.
Very well. Alright, so the main thing about this run is making sure that you remember to grab the battery. If you ever pick up this game as a run, the number one constant is, as you are learning, you will forget the battery. That's just kind of a thing that you have to accept. And also there is this wheel, same thing. You kind of want to remember that you have the wheel, because you will forget that you have that as well. Those spikes like instantly kill you, so I'm not a fan of them. Okay, we now have what was in there. Behind, oh wait, let me get rid of this friend. Behind this is a little box of pills. All the codes and everything, we memorize them and everything. I've just played this so many times, I don't think that those codes will ever leave my mind. I think that they are permanently in my brain from just the hours and hours that I have spent running this game and like trying to memorize those things like flashcards and everything.
Yeah, that sounds like the codes in Final Fantasy VII for me as well in the mayor's office. Those are there. They live there.
Yep, there's just some video game information that lives in our heads absolutely rent-free, even if we're not going to play them anytime soon or anything. Alright, we'll just use that there, and we're gonna combine those and use those there. Equip our gun again, because that one room doesn't like us when we have our gun on. We're gonna remember to immediately grab the wheel. we're gonna run up here and actually kill these zombies. And basically the golden gun lets you kill all the zombies in either 1 to 2 hits, preferably 1, but 2 isn't bad either. One of the reasons that I love to play this on New Game Plus and not New Game is because New Game is even more variable than that, and it takes many, many shots to kill the zombies. And the ammunition isn't exactly set in stone. It adds a whole other variable to picking up ammo and trying to cut it as close as possible, but then the RNG of like how much ammunition each zombie takes to kill varies greatly between runs, so it's a pain. Running this on New Game is a pain. New Game Plus, it's fine. It's wonderful. And one of the reasons I'm very honored and glad to be able to play this here on RPG Valkyries is because as a horror game fan, well, I love to see people get into horror games, and I think that this is a very good one to start with. I think that it's a very approachable horror game. It is just as hard as any Resident Evil game, but it is not as like terrifying through and through. It is pretty cute. I think it's a very cute game that still has a like scary little vibe to it, but not so intensely. It really tones things down, so it's very approachable in that regard. But it's still very much like it's Resident Evil if it was isometric, and also cute.
I definitely want to play this more than I've ever wanted to play Resident Evil, that's for sure.
Oh, that's exciting. I'm already making progress.
Then again, spooky games are spooky, and I am easily spooked.
The little scares that come up is you'll see like a dead body and you'll walk past it, and then the little chibi dead body stands up and you're like, oh no! And that's about it. Another fun thing that this game does is so there's lots of puzzles in this game. Like those codes are not easy to find, the ones that I have been putting in. They involve some logic problem solving, and they also involve some other problem solving, but they're pretty tough. And one of the ways that they're tough is because this game, I'm playing in English, it was translated over, and some of those translations didn't come through super well. So some of the puzzles, you have to make some great leaps of logic in order to figure out what it is that they're asking of you, just because the translation is a little off. For instance, there's one part that you will see later where we have to go and find a pigeon. And in the instructions on how to find it, it doesn't say find a pigeon or even find a bird. It says find a lovely little darling, which, you know.
Yep. Now that I know what they're talking about, that makes sense,
Yes.
but I don't think I'd know what that was otherwise.
Yeah, otherwise it's like, lovely little darling. I guess I'll keep my eyes peeled for one of those.
Yep. Gosh.
So yeah, these zombies, they actually have a very big aggro range. It just doesn't look like it because New Game Plus we have the ninja suit on, and it greatly reduces that aggro range on them. Basically on all but 2 zombies, because there's some that are scripted to chase you a little bit further than the other ones are. Which is a good thing because you need them to open doors for you and stuff.
Yeah, opening doors is important.
It's true. There's one particular door that is a pain because you have to try to coax a zombie to open it, and you either get the zombie to go, oh yeah, I'll stand there, and other ones where they're like, I don't know. I'll think about it.
You know, I don't think I will.
Yeah. And it's like, please, zombie, I'm speedrunning.
Yeah. Please respect the speedrun friend.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, no.
Okay. But yeah, I'm a big appreciator of this game for being a pretty accessible survival horror game that if you really haven't played one, this is a great place to start. It is tricky, it is challenging, it is a lot harder than it looks, but look at this game. It's so cute. How can you not?
It can't be scary if it's cute, right?
Of course not. There's never been an instance of any horror game that has had cute creatures on it that has also been scary. Never. Never once.
Never. No, no. There's a Heaven Dust 2?
There is a Heaven Dust 2. And in basically every way, it is better than Heaven Dust 1, except for the speedrun. Heaven Dust 1 has a better speedrun.
Okay, I was about to say, so why are we speedrunning this one? Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, we've got at least one person in chat who's like, I don't run horror games because non-horror games scare me, but I might give this one a try.
Yeah, I really hope so. I love to see this game, and also its sequel definitely get some love. They're really good. Ooh, I might have strayed out a bit too far. I might aggro that zombie, which will be sad.
Yep.
Please, I'm your friend? Okay. Not being friendly, but is at least keeping his distance from me. I have iframes during these little scenes, so you can hear him slashing at me, but I can't get hurt.
Gosh. Yeah, that'd be the worst if you're like, I have to. Can you actually kill the zombies? I'm assuming you can.
Oh yeah. There are basically everything in this game can be killed. This game also has multiple endings.
Oh.
They're not really different from each other that much, just the end text that displays on screen is different, pretty much. Oh, darn it. I almost made a terrible mistake there. The zombies, when they die, sometimes drop coins. And the coins are really useful for casual play, but for the speedrun, we don't need them because we have everything that we need. We know what we're doing, we know where we're going. We don't need to get any extra supplies, any extra anything. We don't need pieces of the map, which are all things that you can get from putting coins into the vending machines that you see around. But when you kill a zombie, they drop them, and sometimes you can just kind of like spam clicking through things and you wind up picking up the coin but not actually grabbing what you need.
Oh no.
And it's very sad.
Yeah, that sounds absolutely tragic. I think anyone who's speedrun anything is familiar with that sort of, oh no, I thought I picked that up feeling.
Yep. I think we can get by without getting rid of that friend. Okay. I don't have to deal with this dude yet, but I'm gonna get him because I will have to deal with him later.
Okay, so important question. What's the lore of this game? Why are there zombies here?
So like any Resident Evil story, basically this mansion actually has a big laboratory inside of it, and they were doing some experiments on making bioweapons, and everything was going well until, of course, as always tends to happen, the bioweapons broke out and escaped and started turning everyone else into bioweapons, aka zombies. So,
as one does.
we were actually one of the experiments, one of the most promising experiments, and we woke up with no memory of what had happened before, only that we're trapped in this mansion and need to get out. In this game, there are lots of diary notes and things to pick up to see what had happened and stuff. All right, good RNG? No. Ugh. I wanted to get him to get the button, but I had to go outside, go in the hall. Rude. But yeah, that's essentially the story, which is, yeah, very classic Resident Evil-like story.
Love it. Moral of the story is don't let your bioweapons escape.
Do not let
That's
your bioweapons
definitely the moral.
escape.
Yeah.
The moral is do not create bioweapons. It's just, you know, take care of them a little better. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're going to create them, at least be, take care of them.
Mm-hmm.
So when they inevitably escape, they don't instantly want to kill you and everyone around you.
Yeah, exactly.
Be friends with your bioweapon.
Right now we have gathered the fuse for a stick of dynamite that we are going to use to blow open a hole in the wall. Just gonna go and grab that real quick.
But that's going to do so much to the property value. Definitely not worse than the zombies on the property.
Yeah, indeed. I was gonna say if the zombies didn't lower the property value enough, the explosion in the wall will certainly do a lot to tank that.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so now we are on our way to go and do the mask puzzle. Just
Let me
need
guess,
the
this
rest of the
puzzle has a mask?
Several masks.
Ooh.
Alright, it's just a nice little journey back to go and put these masks in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully if I get it right, I can move during the cutscene. That would be cool. Nice, got it.
Love it.
Alright. Also, there's this fire here, but if you go at the fire at the right angle, you can just walk through it. It's fine.
Okay.
You don't really need to use the whole fire extinguisher thing. You can just go through it. By the way, you'll notice that the category for this game is glitchless. There is an any % category, and it is wild and frustrating.
Oh no.
It is basically you can see the since it's an isometric game, you can see the tops of the walls and everything. You can walk on top of those by shoving yourself into doors that you're also pushing against a wall. And we've gotten this game down to 3.5 minutes by doing that.
Oh wow.
But yeah,
That's the sort of speedrun I love.
yeah, it's just a matter of having to retry about 20 times to actually get the first door that will cooperate with you to actually work.
Right.
'Cause sometimes it doesn't. Alright, so here is NBZ is in the chat right now. NBZ is responsible for ruining the run up to this point.
Oh, cool.
This you could I was talking about the wheel earlier. You used to be able to take the wheel, and if you got past all these zombies, you could just put it in the wall up here, and then you could just kind of nope, that's not gonna work. From there, you can just kind of go through without having to worry about all these zombies and everything. But no, Z was just like, what if we didn't use the wheel? What if we just ran past? What if we just hoped that RNG was kind enough to us that we didn't have to worry about that, and then NBZ did it without using the wheel, and then everyone else had to do it.
Oh, I'm assuming it's faster.
It's so much faster. It's like 20 seconds faster. But you have to hope that the RNG is good, because if you mess it up, the run ends there, and that's it. You can't do anything. But I am appreciative that NBZ was able to shave off that much time. But also, NBZ, I will never forgive you for doing this.
Amazing. Sometimes you just gotta break open a speedrun.
Sometimes you do. Alright. Now we are at the classic Resident Evil moment of there's a countdown and the place is gonna blow up and we have to run out of the building before it explodes. A staple of Resident Evil gameplay. Alright, so time is coming up pretty soon. We just gotta get out of the building. Alright, time will be right here. Time. Whew.
Congratulations.
Thank
you. You did it.
Thank you very much. It was a lot of fun to run this again.
Oh yeah, that's an amazing run.
Thank you.
Please tell me they don't shoot you.
No, they just arrest you, and then Heaven Dust 2 starts, and suddenly you can do things like crafting, which is awesome.
Well, that's neat.
Yeah, I really hope that all of you appreciate what you saw and maybe think about, hey, survival horror, it's been off the menu for a while. Maybe you want to give it a shot, give it a try, and start with Heaven Dust. It's a great game to start it on. It's a lot harder than it looks, though. I will tell you that much. And it's also a game that has a very small speedrunning community that is very open and welcome to everyone who would like to participate in it. It's a great game, and I am very honored to be here on the RPG Valkyrie is one of the best speedrunning groups there ever was, and likely ever will be, to be able to show it.
Well, that's very kind. Where can folks go to find your community?
You can find me here on twitch.tv/AstridTheHorrorGirl. I am a big fan of playing horror games casually as well as speedrunning horror games. So if you like horror games and you want to see them played by someone who just loves horror games, or you want to see them done really quickly, stop on by. We are a lovely community.
Heck yeah, definitely. Well, thank you so much for that and for showing this off for us. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to have some magic from the lovely Lady Ariana, who shows us who has a double feature for this. First, we're going to start with Grimace's birthday, and then followed up by Alf, two instant classics. I'm sure we've all heard of both of them. Haha. So we'll see y'all again here soon. Bye.